Hey everybody, welcome to Coffee and Conversation with Angela. Come on y'all, it is time to take the day. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're in a different area today. I had to do a recording for an organization that I belong to, and I just decided to give you all a different view as well. Hopefully these rocket ships and the homework room for the kids will inspire you differently, so you will feel a little bit of difference in your viewing pleasure today, especially since we're all stuck in the house due to coronavirus. I certainly would like for you all to see something different. So here's where I'm shooting it today. All right, if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by, checking out my channel. I hope that you find something here that blesses your life. My goal and purpose is to help you live a healthier life, and also help me live and have a happier, healthier life. And I share with you the things that I feel that's impacting my life and the lessons that I learned throughout my living in life. And that said, hey family, did you have a good week this week? Is everybody safe? Does anybody need anything? I told y'all last week, don't be afraid to reach out to people with the needs that you have. But feel free, friends and family, y'all know me. Everybody, for the most part, genuinely, everybody that is that has subscribed to my channel, I personally know in some fashion. So if there's any way that I can help you, guys, don't hesitate. I'm happy to help, like for real. I don't want anybody struggling, and I can pick groceries up. Now, for my friends that live out of state, we'll have to figure something out. But for everybody that lives here, I certainly am willing to pick up groceries if you need. I want everybody to be safe and to feel supported for sure. No man is an island. So we need friends, we need families. Be there for somebody. Don't make folks call you and ask you for help. If you know people need help, give it. Like, why I got to call you? You know I'm not working. Give us an offering if you need it. If a person needs it, give it to them. That's legitimately how I feel and how I am processing through this season. So I encourage you to do the same. All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is radical acceptance. Why is this important? Because during this season, like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm struggling. I had plans. I had plans for spring break. I had plans for summer. I really had plans for fall. I had I had a lot of plans, and as a result of what's happening now, those plans are up in the air. I don't know how those plans will shake out. And I'm not the only one. I have a friend that's scheduled to get married this summer. Well, actually I have two couple friends that have plans to get married this summer, and both of them are overseas, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do their weddings and how that will work out for those couples. That's frustrating. And dealing with the choices that we have to make as a result of something that's completely out of our control, for me, makes me feel very powerless. And I live in a space where mentally I make decisions and choices that affect my life. Life is about choices. And what choices have I made, and what choices can I make that will bring about the life that I desire? But here's a situation that's beyond my choice. This situation exists in the earth. No matter what I choose, it exists. And my choices today are to make choices to keep me from getting the coronavirus, not choices for where I'm trying to take my life. And that is a hard pill for a person like me to swallow. So y'all, all that to say, I'm not necessarily handling it well. And then I wake up some mornings and I'm in a funk, because this is not the way I planned for my spring to go, my summer to go, my fall to go. I didn't plan. This was not on the agenda. This was not a part of the plan. And I woke up in the middle of the week this week, and I sat up and I said, I need a meditation on surrender. Like, I need to start my day with the right attitude, because I'm finding far too often I'm having the wrong attitude. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. How to know if you need to practice radical acceptance. One, your attitude sucks. If you find yourself being bitter and resentful, having an attitude about life or about situations of your life, that's for you, radical acceptance. If you're constantly thinking that your life shouldn't be this way, or the situation shouldn't be happening this way for you, that's for me right now at work. Like, for real. I'm like, how did I end up in this situation? This shouldn't be happening to me. But how am I different? It's a bunch of us in this situation. Child, fix your attitude. If you are regularly feeling frustrated with your life, if you find yourself frustrated every other day with the processes and going-ons of your life, radical acceptance is for you. If you're somehow thinking, if the situation changed, we on number 4, that if the situation changed, that you would be happy. Maybe if you had a different husband or wife. Maybe if you had a better job. Maybe if you drove a different car. Maybe if you lived in a different neighborhood. Maybe if you had different friends, you'd be happy. If you're thinking that a lot, radical acceptance is for you. If you think that you need to change other people and their behaviors, if you think that if your spouse did this or that, then you'd be happy. If your friends did this or that, you'd be happy. If your mama did this or that, if your daddy, if they would do differently, you would be happy. Chances are, radical acceptance is for you. So I want to talk about how do we, if you found yourself in there, in that mix, you know, if coronavirus wasn't existing, you'd be happy because you could do the things you want to do. If you found yourself in that place and space, I want to talk about how do you move beyond that? How do you grow beyond that? And let me give you a couple caveats, a couple warnings before we start this. Number 1, this is not a one and done thing. If you believe that radical acceptance is a one and done thing, let me tell you now, that's not the way it works. Radical acceptance is something that you practice like faith. It's like a religion. Y'all, you got to practice that thing every day. Like you take a bath, like you fix your hair. It has to be a part of your grooming. Because you're grooming your mind, you're grooming your emotions, you're grooming your thought processes. You know, we naturally think particular ways. The ways that we think to us is natural to us. I naturally get up in the morning and look for a cup of coffee. And for somebody else, it's natural for them to get up in the morning and look for water. It's the way my brain, I've trained my brain to look for Folgers. And I'm saying Folgers because that's the coffee I'm drinking today. But it could be Dunkin', it could be whatever other coffee. It's going to be coffee of some form. But you need to train your brain to do something different. The next thing I want to say is radical acceptance does not mean giving up. We think that expressing radical acceptance of something is saying that it's okay, or that it means that now I just give up on my hopes and dreams, or give up on the desires that I want in life because I'm radically. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying give up. You still work towards the things that you want. But it doesn't mean that things being the way that they are is okay. That helps me. Because it's like saying, okay, I don't like the way they're doing things at work right now. And it's okay, I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it. I just have to accept that it is what it is. I work in corporate America and accept that this is the way corporate America works, and stop bucking up against it, because you're going to buck up against it and folk going to ask you to leave. When they hired you to fulfill the mandates and goals and purposes of that company in your said role and position. If you don't want to do that, that's when they ask you to leave and say, have a good day. So it doesn't mean that the way things are done is okay, but it does mean that you accept that this is the way that it operates, and you learn to operate within that. All right, so on to the tips, because I don't want to be too long for you today. 1, be self-aware. Everything starts with you being aware of you, how you feel about things, how you respond to things, how things make you feel. Be self-aware. Know when you are resisting. That's why I'm telling you to be. I know when I'm about to go in on something, when I'm not resisting. And I'm going to tell you one of the ways that helps me know that. My husband, last week, part of, I got a bunch of stories on this. God is really working with me on this one. My husband said something to me and I resisted. Y'all, first of all, I surrendered. First, I tried to surrender. And I was like, honey, I really don't want to argue. Honey, let's not argue about this. And it was something so stupid. Y'all, listen, I was looking at Meg Thee Stallion. I don't even like Meg Thee Stallion, really. Like, I don't mean like I dislike her, because I don't know her to dislike her. But her music is not music that I gravitate to naturally. Some people's music I'm a gravitate to. It's like, ooh, I like it. But hers is not one. She has a couple of songs that I like, but by and large, I'm not super crazy about her. And I was looking because I know she's very popular right now, so I'm interested in what's catchy about her music. So I'm looking at her music, and my husband is like, oh, you're going to have to cut that off. I don't want to hear that. And I just didn't appreciate the way he said it, because I felt like I could listen to what I wanted to. Now, we in the house together, so we're around each other all the time. So if I want to listen to something, it's not like you away from me and I can pay attention to it. You sitting right underneath me, and I'm not going to cut this off. I want to hear this song. And so my husband decides that, so cut it off. And I said, no. So then we start having a discussion around Meg Thee Stallion. And then I said, look, I don't even know Meg Thee Stallion, and we're not finna argue about Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion would not be the reason we in the house argue. We just not gonna do that. We're not going to argue. We're not gonna argue about Meg Thee Stallion. But then there came a point, and I felt myself. I said, see, you wasn't happy till I locked in, and now you get what you get. And I locked in. But just like I know the moment where I locked in and decided, oh, we're going to tear this up. We're going to go ahead and argue. Be self-aware. Know when you lock in. You can feel it in your body. Another thing that will happen to me is my ears will get hot. When my ears get hot, I'm real mad. As long as my ears not hot, I ain't that mad. I'm not that invested. But when I feel that heat rush up my ears, listen, Angela is seconds, and I do mean seconds, from blowing her stack when them ears get hot. Whoo, the ear is coming out. Like, my ears get hot, for real. Be self-aware. Know when you're resisting. Number 2. Be willing to accept life as it is. If you're not willing to accept a situation, well, then there's nothing I can do to help you. If you want to be belligerent and unwilling to accept, if you want to say, I don't believe coronavirus is going to kill me, okay, well, then there's nothing we can talk about. Go on out the door and get what you get and don't pitch your fit, because you've already decided in your mind that this is where you are. If you're not willing, there's no reason for us to discuss anything. Go in peace. Be willing to accept things as they are. Number 3, figure out what you need to begin the exception process. Figure out what you need. What do you need? Okay, so for me, starting the day from a place of acceptance is powerful. I have to practice that thing. like a religion. Like when you're learning when you first come into the Lord and you saved and you start learning about all the things in the Bible, you practice Christian behaviors and Christian theology. You practice that thing. Same way, you got to practice that thing. So I woke up one morning, I'm saying all that to say, I woke up one morning and I said, I need a meditation, and I couldn't find one that I liked. I couldn't find one that fit the level of acceptance that I need. And I thought to myself, I'll make one. I'm going to make me a meditation that meets my needs. So it's below. I'm going to put the link below to my website. You can download the meditation for free. It's also available on Spotify today. But by the end of the week, the meditation will be available on all platforms, Apple, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. And you can download the meditation. It's about 16 minutes. Let's just say 17 minutes. It's about 17 minutes long. But the meditation is geared towards acceptance and helping you to accept where God has you at this time and how God is operating in your life. And it should bring about a peaceful mindset for you. But you got to practice. That was a practice that I needed to do. You got to practice that thing like a religion. Whatever it is that you need, you got to practice that thing until you develop a new way of thinking and it just becomes automatic for you. Number 4, I want you to develop a coping statement. I want you to develop a statement that when you realize you're fighting, that when you're resisting, that you are not accepting, come up with a quick statement. I no longer resist. I surrender to all that God has for me. If that's your statement, that's your statement. But come up with a quick sentence or 2 sentences that you can say that in those moments where you feel the tension in your shoulders, the heat in your ears, the anxiety in your stomach, your shoulder, that when you feel when you feel it rising, what do you need to say to yourself to bring you back to a place of wholeness? Whatever it is that you need to say, create that sentence, get it locked and loaded, put it in your mind, put it on your phone, put it somewhere, and say that to yourself in those moments. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Again, y'all, please be mindful that I do have a meditation available for you on my website. You can download it. It is 17 minutes. It is around surrendering and accepting. It is also available on Spotify and will be available on all distributions at the end of the week. All right, guys, I wish you a fantastic week. Have a great rest of the day and a great week. Take the day.